welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome back to the channel, guys. It is me, 8744. And guys, there's only one place to start. There's only one place,
the cook sesh.
We're gonna have a cooking session, and it's gonna be sponsored by me, man. It's gonna be sponsored by me. I'm the big, because you guys know I hate Real Madrid. I hate Real Madrid the most.
We all do.
So, you know what I saw today? I saw Ancelotti trying to be my Colo-Colo coach.
Okay,
that was exactly how I saw it.
Okay, so guys, I already gave my video reaction. My video reaction is actually uploaded right now as we speak, so that's why the stream was a bit delayed there. But I wanna go first to Tenant Dynam, as he is our Spanish representative, I guess you could say. So 10 man, how bad is this? Let's start with that.
I guess in terms of Real Madrid, look, I always said at the start of the season, whether obviously they got Mbappe, I was like, they're not going to go back to back. Maybe next season, 2026. But yeah, in terms of just what has happened to Real Madrid, look, not many, unless obviously you want the remontada to happen, but you know, Arsenal played a good game and all that. And I think now for Real Madrid, the focus is really just trying to push all the way in the two remaining competitions, which is the Copa in about a week and a half from now, and La Liga, obviously, because they're still in it. But yeah, it's not been a great season for Real Madrid. And yeah, but for Arsenal, look, I said Arsenal could actually can beat Real Madrid, and it happened. Not surprised, really, that Arsenal progressed, I'll be honest, over Real Madrid.
Yeah.
I mean, is it my turn, Eddie? Because you're going.
Wait. Oh, all right. So let's start. So 10 man. Okay, actually, I want to go around before we go to you guys individually. How shocked are you guys? Let's start with that, actually. How shocked are you that Arsenal beat them twice?
Honestly, I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked.
Absolute cinema. Sorry.
I sent this. Let me find the picture. I sent this to Charlie from No Filter FC, just as a bill. I actually sent him this picture before the first leg. It said 7-0 Arsenal. Now, obviously, I wasn't expecting it to be somehow even close to that, but the fact that Arsenal was just 2 goals away from that was quite hilarious. But yeah, for me, I'm not shocked that Real Madrid got knocked out by Arsenal. And yeah, we'll see how it goes for Real Madrid for the rest of the season.
I just want to say also, let me name a statistic. This is the first time Madrid have gone out in the quarterfinals of Champions League since 2004 when they did against Monaco.
Yes, that is true.
I'm not shocked at all because I predicted Arsenal to go through.
No, but even if you did predict them, did you predict them to win both games? And let's do it before the draw was made. Let's do it before the first leg. Did you really expect Arsenal to beat them both games? Be honest.
I think I said Arsenal home win and then draw.
Okay, so there you go. So we are surprised because I don't think anyone expected Arsenal to beat them twice. And it's just crazy to me. Like, it's just crazy, man. I'm just beyond stunned, man. I'm just beyond in disbelief. Like, I mean, I know I'm obviously as a Barca fan, I'm enjoying this, but this is ridiculous. This is absurd. Like, I've never, because like, you know, guys, this elimination is just as bad as Ajax. Like it could be like
or worse.
I think Ajax is worse.
Ooh. This is worse.
Okay, actually,
this Arsenal team is mid.
I want to go to T-Nets. No, okay, let's start with Real Madrid first, and we'll talk about Arsenal. T-Nets, man, talk me through about Real Madrid. How surprised are you they got eliminated?
Are you going to show
I think, bro, we always talk about Harry Kane. We need to talk about Kylian Mbappe in the Champions League. We need to talk about, because, bro, PSG have turned into Real Madrid after Mbappe. That's mad.
Filthy rat.
I think Madrid are just a team which I think people should have seen us coming, not a smashing, but I think people shouldn't have written Arsenal off because, from a pure tactical point of view, Arsenal's defense is one of the best in Europe. And if you shut down that front three, you've pretty much won. Because aside from that front three, I mean, there is Bellingham here and there, but if you need Vinny, Rodrigo, and Mbappe, you need at least 2 or 3 of them to show up if you want to be the top European team. And tonight, Mbappe and Rodrigo both deservedly got subbed off. Vinicius, he scored. He was acting like they were doing a ladder montada, even though it was 4-1, and it was their first ever goal against Arsenal in their history. So yeah, and even apart from Saliba's mistake, Arsenal were one of the best defensive displays I've seen in a long time. Shout out to Kibior. People would talk about Saliba and Gabriel, but I thought he was was the best one tonight. Declan Rice getting back-to-back man of the matches. Bukayo Saka outperforming their entire front three when he wasn't even match fit. I think people will talk about Arsenal's flop, about Real Madrid flopping more. But in my opinion, I would talk about more about how Arsenal were unbelievable over both legs.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I was very shameless when I said that before the game, where I said I would support Real Madrid, and this is the reason why, because I wanted to jinx them to lose this game.
Okay, so let me give my 2 cents. For Real Madrid, as I said, man, I mean, this is embarrassing to lose to Arsenal. And keep in mind, guys, Arsenal have never won the Champions League in their history. So lose
they will never.
Well, for now, like they have never won the Champions League. So, you know what the crazy thing is, guys? Real Madrid, Arsenal got 2 draws and 3 wins. And
3 wins. And by the way, both wins at the Bernabeu. They have 2 wins at the Bernabeu.
Like that is insanity. Like we talk about Real Madrid owning most of the teams in Europe. I think this might be one where Arsenal actually owns Real Madrid.
Yeah, Arsenal are but 80. Real Madrid fans, they probably will bring up their 15 UCLs. So, but Arsenal, oof.
Yeah, Real Madrid, man, it was so bad. And there was so much talk before this game that remontada was going to happen. Vinny was going to show up here.
Oh, that was shameless. I'm sorry. That was so shameless. That was disgusting.
That was,
yeah, nah.
That's such disgusting.
Hey, bro, I'm sorry. Foot mob, they're also on fraud watch here, foot mob. How is Mbappe having a 7.8? What is that?
Mbappe stinker and hook.
Okay. Just forget the ratings, guys. Just
AD,
forget
this Bellingham dude. I told you about Bellingham, man. I told you, AD, and you did not listen to me once.
Okay, guys. Okay. Let's talk about the bigger picture. For Real Madrid, as I said, this season's been horrible. Like, I think most of us can agree that this season might be the worst season they've had with expectations. Because at the beginning of the season, everyone hyped this super team that they're going to win La Liga easily and maybe even do back-to-back. And there were even some Madrid fans thought that they could win a treble. There were some Madrid fans. There were some.
Well, I said they were going trophyless. And look, if I'm right, where's all my haters?
So my thing is that for Real Madrid, like, it is embarrassing because, like, when you look at this team on paper, this team looks really good. You have Vinicius, who's been really good the last couple of seasons. Mbappe, a World Cup winner, but one of the best players in the world last couple of seasons. Then you got Bellingham, who's been great. He had a last great season. Valverde looking amazing. Then you got Tchouaméni, Rodrigo, Courtois, the best goalkeepers, Rudiger. Like, there was so much hype about this Real Madrid team. And for them to get smashed by Arsenal, that have not been good this season, guys. Arsenal have not been great this season, guys. Let's be real. This is an Arsenal team that are so many points behind Liverpool. This is an Arsenal team that have been struggling. And the fact that Arsenal did this is commendable in itself. So for Real Madrid, I said, man, this is really bad. And my Sybil was even telling one of my friends was even telling me Carlo Ancelotti might get sacked literally tomorrow. We might have to do an emergency stream tomorrow. Carlo Ancelotti gets sacked.
I don't think he's gonna get sacked. He's not gonna get sacked.
He'll resign, I think. He'll resign.
No, but I'm saying is that there's a potential possibility. So
it's not really an emergency stream because we know he was going to leave Real Madrid. So it's not really that surprising.
Okay, well, we'll see. But I think for Real Madrid, the bigger issue is they have to win La Liga now. Because, the defending Champions League was... Okay, but the bigger issue for Real Madrid is they have to win La Liga now. Because I'm sorry, if they do not win any major trophy this season, it is a failure. And I want to hear people say, they won the Super Cup.
No,
or
it's
they
a
won the
failure.
inter.
No matter what,
And
it's a
no,
failure.
I don't want to hear people say, "Oh, they won the Super Cup, Intercontinental Cup."
I mean,
and all
even
that
2
stuff.
seasons ago, they won the Copa del Rey at least. I mean, yeah, it's Copa del Rey, but like at least that's something. I don't think they're gonna win that, by the way. They can go whole season trophyless, and I don't care about Super Cup and all that. That's like even like Super Coppa Italian is worth more than that, bro. Like I don't care, man. That's
So yeah, I mean, it's just embarrassing for Real Madrid, and it's just shocking. Like the 15-time UCL champions to do this against Arsenal is shocking. So
Plus, I
it's
don't want to
crazy.
hear any shit about the UCL heritage anymore. I don't.
You know,
Oh yeah, but
UCL heritage.
I'm
That's
done.
what I'm talking about. It's all this UCL. First of all, this is Real Madrid fans, honestly, and players were arrogant. They took Arsenal for like, yeah, oh, it's Arsenal. You know, it's UCL heritage.
Especially-
Bernabeu, you Arsenal 0. You see, now, man, UCL heritage is not gonna when you UCL heritage does not score goals. That does not score goals.
I like
Football
it.
and playing well
Thank-
scores goals.
Thank you, Rice, for humbling this. Oh, I don't like Bellingham at all. Like I
Yo,
despise
Mika
this
Marino,
guy.
what a tie, by the way. 2 assists today, goal. Like,
He-
Mika Marino.
AD, we actually clowned Marino at striker. He
Yeah,
actually been good.
you gotta pay our respects,
Yeah,
man.
Yeah,
Marino was
yeah,
actually
yeah, like from Newcastle as well. He played for Newcastle. So
Go against
yeah,
Palace.
I mean AD Bellingham. I told you about Bellingham. This
okay,
guy,
well,
he-
okay,
he's-
wait, let's go to Doodle first. So Doodle, man, give me your thoughts, man, and then we'll get to Sebastian.
I mean, what is there? So first of all, I'm going to talk about Arsenal. I think there's because years I want to briefly touch on Arsenal, so that's fine. I think that honestly, when Arsenal missed that penalty, I was like, is it going to happen? Is the script on? But I want to give credit to Mikel Arteta and I want to give credit to Arsenal for like that penalty miss not stifling them. They were like, okay, it's fine. Let's stay calm. And they managed it. And I think they were the better team overall over this tie. I mean, what did Madrid really create this game, though? Like, what is like one clear-cut chance y'all can remember that Madrid created? Like, I can't really remember much. Yeah, they had some shot. Like, I think I remember more from Arsenal. Like, and like, even Madrid's goal really was just, Ryan makes that pass to Saliba. Saliba doesn't realize Vinny's there, and honestly was pretty poor, I think. But like, I want to say like Arsenal, I think really like the way they managed that game, I think Arteta deserves credit for the way he set up, the way he kept the team engaged despite the penalty miss. Saka got his goal also. That didn't like let him affect him. Martinelli good counter. And overall, like I think Arsenal just did what they had to do. And that's at the end of the day. As for Madrid though, I mean shocking. Just shocking. Like not even like what the thing is in football, right? I always say like obviously it's 3-0 from the first leg, so it's like over, but like it's like at least let's say Madrid won like 2-1, right? At least you can say like, yeah, it's disappointing, but at least like what? At least we like tried. No, at least we tried. This was not trying. This is not how you go out. This is not how you go out. This for me. In fact, I can argue this is worse than the 3-0. To go out like this at home after all the PR, the PR stunts that I have for a whole week. Nah, this is not the way. And I'm about to say this right now. Madrid having the worst performing quarterfinals this season, and nobody can be like it is. Dortmund at least nearly made a comeback against Barca. Villa at least nearly made a comeback against PSG. Bayern today pushed Inter. Madrid, what have they done? Madrid did nothing. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. Really.
Yeah. Thank you for that, Doodle. And Sebastian, man, of course, I know you're gonna start this Bellingham hatred. And to be fair, Bellingham wasn't great, but I think that we have the bigger thing with Real Madrid is that I think there's bigger issues with Real Madrid than Bellingham. You have to agree.
No,
with
I'm gonna start on the biggest fraud of this channel, Albert Cardenas. You filthy fraud.
Well, be respectful. Hey, be respectful. Be respectful.
No, I'm gonna cook this guy because he says that this season is not a failure, but at the same time, like, Albert doesn't have standards. He doesn't know football. Sorry, he doesn't. Like Albert, this season is the biggest failure of Real Madrid's probably history because you sign these players and you go out to fucking Arsenal, a mid-ass Arsenal team who's most likely going to be destroyed next round. Can't wait.
No.
Albert, you are a fraud. Albert, you are a big fraud. Bigger fraud than I thought. Bigger fraud. But yeah, Arsenal, fair play. I think Arsenal were much better over these 2 legs. And I think like Real Madrid did not look good. at all. I don't know what was wrong from Real Madrid's side, but with that front four, you you just the fact that you score one goal against Arsenal and uh, it's a mistake from that bomb Saliba, who I don't want to see ever compared to Van Dijk, by the way. Uh, so yeah, like, Bellingham overrated as heck. Mbappe, he's cooked. He's finished. Like ever since the World Cup final, he's cooked. Like Rodrigo, he should just switch his nationality to Bangladesh. Honestly, like I'm sorry, he should.
Whoa.
No disrespect, lady, but Rodrigo, he's not Brazilian.
Okay,
Vini was the only player that tried for Real Madrid today.
Yeah,
and he scored a goal.
He was the only one.
Honestly, Lucas Vazquez wasn't even that bad. I know Madrid fans are gonna scapegoat him. He wasn't even that bad, honestly. Like I think
was good.
Vini was bad. Don't let the goal fool you. Vini was ass. Like Vini was bad. Don't let the goal fool you.
Rodrigo, about Vini?
Vini was bad. Like even if you the goal was like his like, I think overall, overall, and Courtois, I mean, to be honest, he made a save on a penalty. What can he do? But I think overall, majority of this Madrid team, however, deserve to go out. That's all we gotta say, really.
Yeah, for sure.
The fact that you're still having Modric in 2025, that's the fact that you still have Modric in 2025. It's so the club is cooked.
Yeah, but see, and you know the thing is, guys, you have to give credit to Courtois for making that Panenka save. That was a brilliant save, really good save there. And yeah, just like for Real Madrid has said, man, it was just horrible, inexcusable, embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like Vini was the only one that actually tried his best,
but still, he wasn't good enough. I don't think.
Obviously, but I will say if you had to, at least like he gave more effort than.
But the bar is so low, though. You got to.
I know it.
The bar is very low, I think.
Okay, now
I think. One thing though, Thomas Partey is actually missing this first leg against PSG. That's a big one.
Hey guys, I want to switch gears, Let's talk about Arsenal, guys. Let's give them the praise because what Arsenal did was amazing. To knock out the 15-time UCL champions, home and away, is amazing.
I feel like everyone here underrates Arsenal because, like, I feel like people only think about the league and that they've lost to Liverpool. But look at the injuries. They've missed their best player, Bukayo Saka, for half a season. Their only striker, Kai Havertz, has been out for a few months. And they had Saliba and Gabriel in the beginning of the season. So I feel like, more respect should be put on Arsenal's name. They still beat Man City 5-1. They still have, gone toe-to-toe with Liverpool this season at times. And yeah, I feel like they also beat PSG in the group stages. And yeah, I feel like just overall put some more respect in Arsenal's name. I think Arteta is actually building something there. And yeah, there's no way he's getting sacked now. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree. But he does need to win stuff though now. I do think he has to enter that mode when they actually need to begin.
He has to, but I think this season you can't sack him after you reach.
No, after this you can't sack him. I mean, he made a UCL semi-final. He knocked out Real Madrid. I mean, you gotta give him another chance, I think.
Like, give him a striker, and I think he'll cook.
Agreed.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I mean, for Arsenal, as I said, man, to knock out the 15-time UCL champions is amazing. It's commendable. It's amazing, and I you have to give credit because I do feel like a lot of people wrote Arsenal off in the league, saying that they haven't been great this season in the league. But for Arsenal, if they win the Champions League, then it forgets what happened. It negates what happens in the league. Like remember, Chelsea, I think they finished the last time they won the Champions League, 2021. They finished fourth at the Premier League. I think they won the Champions, so it didn't really matter the end. So for Arsenal, as I said, man, I think they're going all in for the Champions League, and that is something you have to respect. I thought Saka was amazing, Moreno was great, Martinelli, Rice was amazing, Partey, even Odegaard against his former team was balling out. He was decent. I thought Timber was great, Lewis Skelly was great, Raya was great as well, and yeah, Arsenal just looked amazing, man. So
Lewis Skelly's really announcing himself to the world, I think.
Yeah, I just think that Arsenal, you have to give a ton of credit for them and everything. Oh, I want to ask you guys this question. We're gonna ask you guys. Do you guys think that should have been a pen for Real Madrid there in the first half when Mbappe?
So initially
No,
I thought yes, but
yes.
apparently Mbappe was offside. If it's
No,
offside, the rules state that if a player is offside,
No, even
let's
in my
say
opinion,
offside comes before.
for me, even if he was onside, bro, it reminded me of it reminded me of Hoyland on Rodri a few years ago. Like he holds his hand and then he forces like Mbappe. He didn't need to just go down like that. He could have easily kept his run going, but he was looking for contact. So in my opinion, it was a dive.
Thuram tried that today. I remember, like against Bayern also, but like he had the ball was won. Like I don't know, but I'm gonna talk about that game after. But like Thuram kind of tried that same thing today. So
but here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. Even if a pen was given, for me, neither of those should have been penalties. In my opinion, neither of those should have been pens. But if you're gonna get,
I think the first penalty was a bit soft as well. I agree.
Yeah, if you're gonna get the first penalty, then you have to get the second one. If you're being fair, to keep it fair. But like I said, and it doesn't really matter then. It didn't really change much the aggregate score. So I just think for Real Madrid, man, and for Arsenal, as I said, man, can they actually? Because you know what the funny thing is, guys. If you had told me at the beginning of the season, Arsenal make the Champions League semifinals, I would have gone like, what? Are you smoking crack? Like that is crazy. I did not like semifinals is crazy. If you had told me at the beginning of the season, but now Arsenal have a really good opportunity because they're going to be playing against a PSG team, and let's face it, guys, that's big for both teams because neither of these teams have ever won the Champions League, so we're guaranteed a new Champions League finalist. So that's going to be interesting. No, I'm sorry. What should I say is that maybe this could be the year that we could get a first time winner this
year. Yeah, exactly. I know exactly. A winner.
Yeah, first time winner this year. So I want to go to 10 and item. So 10 and item, man. I mean, is this Arsenal a real deal or is this Real Madrid tax?
What do you mean Real Madrid tax?
What do you mean Real Madrid tax, bro? What? That's like the last team you use the tax.
You're so crazy, Tan. Man, you're so crazy, Tan.
Okay, I said or. I didn't say yeah.
Okay, so can Arsenal the real deal? Yes. Anyone that's in the semifinal, all four of the teams in the semifinal, if they, keep up to the standards and play their best football, I think all four teams that are now left in this Champions League have every right to be in it. Mm-hmm. I think Arsenal has every chance to knock out Real Madrid. Not many teams have knocked out Real Madrid in the past few seasons and actually go on to win, apart from Chelsea and Man City. So look, the past two Champions League winners that weren't Real Madrid were English clubs, I believe, that knocked out Real Madrid. So I think Arsenal are the real deal. I'm 100% sure they're not really going for the league. The league is done. So you might as well put all your eggs into the Champions League basket. And if they make the final, it's one game of football, and you never know what they could do in one game of football. You turn up, you win, you get the glory of lifting the Champions League. And there'll be a second London club with a Champions League title. And coincidentally, it's played in Munich, where the first London club that won the Champions League, Chelsea, ended up winning. So, there's a bit of God's will happening.
I mean,
who knows?
You could say the same for PSG. But...
Okay, well, we'll get to the PSG. But for Arsenal, I want to say this. I forgot to say this, guys. They're one of the best defensive teams in the world. One of the best defensive teams in the world.
No, bro, I think everyone will talk about Gabriel and Saliba, but Kiwior, he was awarded today.
Yeah, Kiwior was amazing. Raya was also great too. So Sebastian, man, I know you don't like Arsenal, but please be objective when you speak about Arsenal.
Fair play to Arsenal. I mean, I think this game they were much better than what I think they would, because they go away to Bernabeu and win. I know it's against a Real Madrid side who has not been that great this season. Obviously, losing to AC Milan, losing to Barcelona, losing to some random teams that we don't know about. But yeah, fair play to Arsenal for getting the win. It's going to be interesting to see what they can do next, because You see, without strikers, it actually works. You can actually do some stuff. So
False
who
nine is
knows?
coming back.
I mean, it would be interesting, but yeah, like I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited to see this Arsenal team, what they can do, because yeah, you're playing next against a better defense, in my opinion. So who knows? Fair play to
Yeah,
Arsenal.
well, yeah, fair play. All right, so oh, by the way, guys, we have someone that's waiting in the back. So if you guys want to be in the backstage, let me know, and I'll put you in the back so we can get someone else to join.
More
Okay, so
Inter fans, really?
hey, I'm we're no, everyone can join. Anyone can join. Okay, so Doodle, I want to get your thoughts, man, on Arsenal.
I already gave my thoughts on Arsenal though.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you already did. Okay, so who hasn't gone yet to get their thoughts on Arsenal? Okay, you know what? I want to hear from Patrick. Patrick, man, give me your thoughts on Real Madrid and Arsenal because you haven't spoken at all, I believe.
Well, yeah, technically for Real Madrid, well, they could have done any better. The remontada could have happened, but for Arsenal, I thought that that this game could be a little bit of a change. But for Arsenal, they did pretty much hang on to that lead on aggregate, and coming to Madrid and beating them is very, very incredible. Real Madrid and Arsenal really, really put up a very good fight. And, for Arsenal, Champions League semi-finalists for the first time in like 19 years, but it is pretty incredible. Obviously, that one for no mistake at all. Well, I think Arsenal would have blown this, but instead they hung on and took 5-1 win over Real Madrid on aggregate. But, give credit to Arsenal, man. They deserve it, and this could be an easy job. The semifinals against PSG would be very interesting. And for Real Madrid, the 15-time UCL winners, it is what it is. Arsenal, they deserve to win.
Yeah. Thank you for that, Patrick. All right, so let's go and look at you guys' comments as we go through, man, because this Real Madrid, man, is crazy. The Germans are gone. Come on. Force Inter, come on, you Gunners. Paris Saint-Germain, WWE by Madrid. And now vamos Madrid, man. Oh, by the way, I want to ask you guys this question. Let's actually have this thing. Let's actually have this comment. Then I'll get you guys comments. We'll move on to the next game. Is this the worst Champions League exit Real Madrid have had in a long time?
Or yeah, I mean, the City one 2 years ago, I think, was pretty bad.
But City were like a good team, actually.
Yeah, remember City
a few years ago before that, I think was really bad.
And remember, City were the best team in the world that time. So I don't think
it's pretty much as bad as like Ajax. Honestly, Ajax is probably even worse because 4-1 at home. Ajax is probably even worse. But this is a really bad. Okay.
But to be fair, that Ajax team, I mean, actually,
no. Let's not hype up that. We saw after those like first of all, Ten Hag, bro. He lost to Ten Hag, bro. Like.
I mean, I see. I mean, well, I think Ted, you said no, right?
I'm trying to think. 2012. I don't know.
Really.
Like,
yeah, I think the only one I can think of is Dortmund 2013.
That's a
4-1 loss.
But at least Madrid nearly made a comeback.
Then,
yeah,
and they had Lewandowski.
We have to go back. No, I think Ajax is pretty close. I think City was still pretty bad.
I feel like it might be this one because at least with the Ajax one, they didn't lose both games. They only lost one game. I know it was really bad, but they lost both games.
I'll be honest, I think when it was 1-1 and Martinelli scored, practically you might as well throw the kitchen sink the whole Real Madrid defense go a lot more effect. So I don't really you either lose 4-1 on aggregate or 5-1 on aggregate. I don't think it really mattered. So you might as well just go for it. So I don't really think that this was like Arsenal. They won this game outright. I think a draw in this second leg would have been 1-1. I think was probably the most fair result. Arsenal scored in the last minute because Real Madrid might as well just go out and attack, see if they can get the 2-1 lead. If they could, Arsenal got on the break and scored. So I don't really think it's that embarrassing to lose in that fashion. but I think
The aggregate
yeah,
score is
probably
the aggregate
that
score is embarrassing.
Ajax.
The aggregate score is embarrassing though.
I mean, well, this is the same aggregate score that they lost to Man City a couple years ago. But I probably now would say Ajax was probably the worst exit because that was when Real Madrid were 3-time champions back to back to back.
But remember, guys, they did lose Ronaldo and Zidane that summer. So
nobody's bigger than the club.
But I think that team was better. But that team was better than this team.
Sure, bro. Nobody's bigger than the club.
Okay, actually, you know what, guys? Let's do a comparison. Which team is better, this Ajax team or this Arsenal team? Let's do it. Let's have a debate.
Ajax team would slap this Arsenal team.
I think Ajax team.
I think for that just one season by itself,
yeah,
it was Ajax. Yeah.
Although losing to that
just
Spurs
that one
team was kind of peak, though. Losing to that Spurs team is kind of
respect Spurs. Respect Spurs.
Okay. What? Oh, by the way, we're gonna talk about Spurs. I know AD's trying to cook Kane. I know he's waiting for that Kane cook session. So
no, I won't cook Kane today.
God.
Just for today.
No.
Just for today.
I mean, thank God Matt ain't here, because.
Okay, guys. Okay, guys. But what I'm saying here is that it's actually a really interesting one, guys. Like, I feel like most people will probably say Ajax, but the thing is, we've seen Ajax players post that team.
Yeah,
but all I'll ask is that at the time, were any of the Ajax players considered the best in the world in their positions?
No.
But right now, you can make an argument. Saliba and Gabriel are up there for best defenders. Rice is up there right now for best midfielders in the world. Saka's up there for best winger in the world.
Lewis Kelly, you can make an argument he's one of the best left backs. One of the best left backs.
This season, yeah. This season,
you can make an argument. Rice has been great. You can make an argument Saka. So, yeah. I still feel like though, like too, because the thing is, like, I think I did see some people say Arsenal to beat Real Madrid. But I don't think anyone predicted Ajax to beat Real Madrid that season. Did anyone really predict Ajax to beat Real Madrid?
At that time,
did anyone see Mbappe jumping off Kivior's pocket after the
so that's the thing, guys. So, like, I don't know. For me, this is top two. Like, for me, it's between this or this, in my opinion.
But anyways, whatever. Regardless, though, it is what it is. Like,
yes.
Arsenal are through, and we now have to see how they do against PSG.
Yeah, so for Real Madrid, and by the way, guys, if Real Madrid fails to win either La Liga,
can we do an emergency stream?
Yes, we will do an emergency.
We'll
do an emergency. Yes, we'll have an emergency. We'll have an emergency.
And if Real Madrid goes trophyless, I want
do an emergency stream. That's what he said.
And I want to an apology from everyone.
And nos vamos Madrid. Yo, Gamma League. Yo, what's up? PSG will win CL. We'll see. Congrats, Inter from Leicester. PSG winning up Psyche.
No. We Milan fans, we ain't congratulating Inter on nothing.
Okay. Well, let's go to the comments. See you in the finals, 80. Hi. Love Papa Paris.
Yes, see you in the final, Barca.
Oh, I have a question for you guys. Oh, I keep thinking of questions. Okay, last question for you for Real Madrid. Is this a sackable offense for Ancelotti, or we have to see how the season ends?
No, I don't think, in my opinion, you cannot, after what he's achieved at Madrid, you cannot sack him, but I think he was going to resign anyways this season.
Yeah, that's how I'm feeling as well.
So you're saying
the season off.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying
it's time for another ball D. The last ball guy worked for Real Madrid. Now it's time for Ten Hag.
And for me, like I said, guys, Ancelotti has not been good. But I think there's a bigger issue. Paris is, I think, the biggest issue with Real Madrid this season because he hasn't built the squad properly. He hasn't reinforced the squad properly. Put everything in Mbappe's stocks and hasn't worked out. Even though Mbappe's been delivering, the rest of the team hasn't really been delivering. So I feel like there's more on stocks on Paris. Like for me, if I'm a Madrid fan, I would be more mad at Paris than Ancelotti. Because Ancelotti's doing the best he can.
I think the fact
I think Ancelotti deserves a lot of smoke.
Personally. No. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve blame, but I think Paris deserves more blame. That's just.
I think overall, Ancelotti does deserve some smoke, but Ancelotti has a lot of credit in the bank because what he's done. And also, can I just say, I have never heard Madrid complain about injuries once. Yet every season they have 2 or 3 ACL injuries.
Yeah, it's true. So I think Paris, man,
I
he has
mean,
to take responsibility.
He has to
Probably
go
do
back
the
to
Mike
the drawing
correct me
board.
if I'm wrong.
Yeah. Madrid
But
watched no team at all.
you know the summer and the year 2009, 2010 that Real Madrid signed CR7. Real Madrid didn't win that Champions League. That
Did
first
they win La
season.
Liga?
I don't think they won a trophy in 2010. If I remember correctly. But
I think that was
eventually,
good.
Real Madrid went on to win multiple trophies. So
No, they didn't
I don't,
actually.
like
'cause I remember that Barca won the league, and then I don't know who won the Copa del Rey, but I know it wasn't Real. And then obviously Inter won the Champions League that year.
Yeah.
So
But
can't
that's
really
the thing with Real
judge,
Madrid.
Mbappe as the reason why Real Madrid is out. Like
Oh,
next
yeah,
season,
no, of
who
course.
knows? They could win the Champions League, and we'll talk about them winning the 16th. So
Yeah. Like the thing is,
I
like
think
Mbappe.
does Ancelotti deserve the sack?
I feel like he's run his course. He's done the best he can. It's just time to move on. And I think Paris needs to back the new manager this summer. Like you can't just give him if there's no transfers this summer, Madrid are screwed next season. Like there has to be some
they need to
transfers.
get defenders in, and they need to make signings.
Well,
Yeah,
Real Madrid has
defenders.
all the money in the world, so they definitely
Eddie,
someone.
defenders, and they get Trent. Nice.
So
Eddie. The problem is you want to get defenders, but you get Trent.
Trent is the defender. So
he can't defend. He can't defend. He can't fucking defend, Eddie.
Nah, we need center backs.
Even AD can defend better than Trent.
Hey, weren't you repping Trent? Hey, I'm pretty sure you're repping Trent. I'm pretty sure.
No, I'm not.
Okay,
I think Hakim is the best right back in the world. So.
Okay. But guys, the thing with Real Madrid is that a lot of things have to change this summer. They have to rebuild. They have to sell some players. They have to buy new players. Ancelotti might need to go, and Paris has to back the new manager. So a lot has to change for Real Madrid because there's a lot of issues with Real Madrid team.
Why are you addressing that as the new manager? We all know it's going to be Xabi Alonso.
So, yeah. But anyways, let's move on, guys. We've spent here for too much time. Madrid watched no team at all. December's like the Galacticos era. So
AD, I'm trying to ignore Albert, but the things he say, I get heated.
Okay. Let me read the comments, guys. I'm not sure Arsenal knocked us out, by the way, 5-1 aggregate, but that's too far low. See, I think more people are shocked that I think Arsenal knocking Real Madrid out isn't really surprising, but I think it's the
aggregate. 5-1.
Aggregate, the margin. I thought Madrid last year in CL were quite average. It sounds harsh considering they won it, but the signs were there. They weren't.
No, I think Madrid last year were fair. I mean, I know the Leipzig time was pretty tough, but I think overall they were fine. I think they were actually superior to Bayern, honestly.
I think in 2022 they weren't that great.
All those UCL teams, all those Madrid teams would absolutely demolish this current Madrid. So
yeah. No leaders like Ramos, Marcelo, Carbo, no Madristas like Nacho, Joselu, no real clutch number 9 like Ronaldo, Benzema, no green stuff from Casemiro, Pepe, no culture center and mid.
Hey, if you want Casemiro, you can have him back. No problem.
Yeah, I never thought we were gonna cakewalk the Arsenal. Madrid can see 4 goals at home to Real Sociedad last week. Show where Madrid are right now very poor.
Madrid can losing to Milan at home was where it showed where they are at. Like this.
Wow, a 4v4 Barca.
Just read the relevant questions, please.
Yeah, we gotta move on to other games also, bro. We can't just
be
Okay, I'm better with Bellin. Bellin did it right. Yeah. One of the few.
You know what's mad? One game finished. I just want to say, one game finished 2-1. Other game finished 3-0. Yet the 3-0 one got all the coverage tonight.
Yeah, that's true. Look at our defense, though. Not excuse, but yeah. Raul experience showed this game. Madrid need 3 center backs, in my opinion. They need a right back, left back, too. Use Heritage is undefeated. Madrid Heritage will beat Arsenal. Will just be Inter Barca Heritage. And don't cover this Heritage.
Stop putting Albert's comments, please. He pisses me off.
These injuries have ruined him. Alba unreliable now. We still got Carbo right back when getting Trent. That was a waste of squad space. Arsenal only team unbeaten versus Madrid. Yep. Arsenal the ball movement was class. All right. Okay, yeah. We're not dangerous at all. Vinny was all right. Sleep is still over in my books. Madrid deep line center made to replace Cruz / Madrid. Mbappe still has World Cup. He has like a decade to win 1 UCL. Still be a true GOAT. Rodrigo Vasquez should have never started. I think Mbappe's peaked. Not even say that because he scored. Jude Valverde. Vasquez request 5. Chumani going it down to. All right. It was a pen. All right. Barca final. Spurs wasn't that bad. Okay. All right. All right. Let's go ahead and move on. Let's move on. All right. So we're gonna move to Inter 2, Bayern 2. Okay. So someone is. So I really want to get Cosmos Cesar. I want to get Bielli on this part. So one of you guys has to be removed.
No, I gotta stay though. This is my team, right?
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna remove you guys, but I'll put you guys in the back. So somebody has to go in the back. Who wants to go in the back? Okay.
I'm staying. I'm not leaving, by the way.
Okay. I guess I'll make an executive decision. The person that's going in the back is. All right, we're gonna go with that. Okay, so I want to get the Inter fans' first thoughts. So I want to hear from. You know what? I want to hear from Bielli first. Well, let's change things up a bit.
Forza fucking Inter.
Forza Inter sempre.
Inter. Yes,
Forza
c'è
Inter.
solo l'Inter. C'è solo l'Inter per me. Fucking hell. Oh man, that was real torturing and suffering. Oh fucking hell, I really needed a defibrillator. I sadly did not have one.
I'm still using an inhaler, bro. Oh
man, this was pure suffering right here. By the way, I want to point out it's probably been 1 year since I've been on any of your streams, so it's a privilege. But anyways, time to do business right here. Fucking hell. Okay. Again, this was peak Pazza Inter towards the last 20 minutes. Dodo can fully relate on that.
Yeah, this is Inter.
Of course, it's fuck this, but really. Il cuore nerazzurro, as Roberto Scarpini would say. Cuore nerazzurri. Never mind. All right, now the match. Again, before this started, even Inter communities on different platforms, especially the ones on Reddit, they were, how would I describe this simply? I'm a bit sorry. I apologize if I have pauses in my speaking because I do not know what to talk. I don't know how to speak anymore after all this shit. But right, especially the Reddit community. The one thing that always screws up Inter in these sort of matches is when someone posts a terrible statistic of Inter's records against, for example, Spanish and German teams, and records of not winning the first game in the Champions League that was posted before the final in 2023, and ultimately this cost Inter. So thankfully this time it did not work in their favor. Just to point that out first. Now the actual match. First half, absolutely awful to watch and stressful, but they shut off Bayern München excellently. Maybe not excellently, but nearly perfectly, except for I think one Leroy Sané and Thomas Müller opportunity. I think besides those two, Inter did quite well defensively in the first half, but attacking wise was absolutely awful and dreadful. Now the second half is the important part. Shout out to you. Forza Inter sempre. The second half. Again, the moment you start watching it, the moment it commenced, Inter was playing how they would regularly against Cagliari or any other Serie A team, or even before in the league phase of this competition. Good performance by Inter. They started the first half, about 15 minutes of good football from Inter. No Catenaccio, thankfully, but still perfect. Then once Bayern scored, it was a shit goal to concede. Very stupid one. Pathetic one. Just missed the leg of Di Marco, but still absolutely shit. But anyways, the tie is, the game is on still. Right, then El Toro, who is definitely one of the best attackers in the world. That is undisputable now, especially after his recent performances in this competition. not just scoring-wise, but performance-wise as well. He does a lot for the team. Scores that there was a call for it being offside potentially, but of course it was never going to be offside. God just sliced it in right where the space was open. Magnificent. Then the almighty Benji L'interista, who left Bayern München in 2023. By the way, before I say what he did, the last time Bayern and Inter played in the Champions League on the 1st of November 2022, Pavard scored a header from a corner for Bayern. Now, on April 16th, 2025, he does the same exact thing at the Stadio Giuseppe Meazza. Another header from another corner, scores against the team he left in August of 2023. And nearly finished the tie before the final goal was scored. But what magnificent moment, splendid moment actually for Pavard to finally score a goal for Inter. I knew it would come against Bayern. I had an instinct telling me this, or an instinct, a rolls. Magnificent and splendid time to score this goal, especially against the opponent. And then Inter should have won this tie comfortably from there. Maybe not comfortably, but still should have won. But I must give credit to the second goal that Bayern scored. Unexpected plot twist, as would be said in the world of cinema and film and television. Again, unexpected, but magnificent goal from the top of the skull. Magnificent from, I think, Eric Dyer, magnificent goal. Totally unexpected. But now the shittiest part of it, I apologize for my swearing, but the worst part of the match and the most enduring part that needed to be suffered was the last 20 minutes, especially once Coman came on. That made it immensely difficult for Inter, since no player, not Darmian and other players, could not at all steal the ball from Coman. And Gnabry as well, I think he was on the side. Yeah, he was. He could not steal the ball, forcing Inter to defend. Absolutely awful times, dreadful times. And now, finalmente, as fellow Italians would say, again, I apologize, but it's immensely difficult to speak after all this endurement. But yeah, the last 20 minutes of this were probably the worst and most difficult 20 minutes I have ever seen Inter play. In all these years that I've supported Inter, the worst one. Very amongst the top, for sure. And thankfully, Inter did not lose this time against Bayern München at home. They lost 4 times in a row in all UEFA competitions. Thankfully, this was not the case. This time, Forza Inter sempre. Jan Zoma blocked Mila's final opportunity, literally saved it out of his ass. Or maybe not out of his ass, but it trickles from his ass. Saved it with the touch of his fingertips. Finalized the game. Internazionale Milano throw, carrying Italy on its spine, and has now an opportunity to redeem themselves from 2 years ago. That's what I would say based on this match, but Forza Inter sempre. This was peak Pazza Inter towards the last 20 minutes. But again, Forza Inter, another opportunity to win this competition, but again, it's not at all finished yet. There are still 3 other great teams in this competition, but all of them have a suggestion in their favor of who would win. But from an Inter perspective, magnificent and 100% deserved. Forza Inter.
Visca Barca.
Forza Inter second leg is at the Giuseppe Meazza. We'll see about
Visca Barca will be there.
Okay.
San Siro
Okay,
second
so-
leg.
Okay, so I want to hear from Doodle Man. So Doodle Man, give me your thoughts. Then I'll go to 10. Then I'll go to Titas and Sebastian.
Oh my days. I mean, first of all, I mean, all I can say, like, I don't even want to go into tactics or anything. I just want to say I'm so proud of Inter. Like, I'm just really proud of the team. Obviously, we could have done better. Maybe we could have seen this tie through overall. I know people are just gonna say, well, if Bayern were fully healthy and all, but like, I mean, I think I don't want to go off of ifs because I mean, at the same time, like, I wish we had Dumfries overall this tie as well, but I mean, Thuram was probably one of the only negatives, maybe Barella, because I think Bayern kind of shut off Barella very well to be fair, this game. I've not expect that, and Thuram was pretty disappointing, I think. But besides that, I mean, even with that, like every single Inter player today put in like 100%. And honestly, like, even after 1-0, like Bayern was like, oh no. But then, when we made a quick response and when we went up, we probably should have won this game because we had so many chances and then Dyer goal came out of nowhere. And after that, we just had to, like, the last 10 minutes were so stressful. I could not believe it. But besides that, like, as I said, like, I mean, honestly, I think that we did our job. We're now on to the semifinals. I think out of all the teams remaining, maybe we're like the quote unquote least likely to win it. But at this point, honestly, I'm just very, very happy the fact that I've now seen Inter once again back in the Champions League semifinals. Like, people actually really forget, like, Inter for a very long time, like since we won it, we've been pretty poor in Europe, and like we missed Europe for so many years. And then obviously we returned. Like, even after we returned, like, we got grouped twice in a row. Actually, no, 3 times in a row, I should say. We got grouped 3 times in a row. And then obviously under Inzaghi, we just became better and better. Obviously, first year we went out against Liverpool, even though I think that was expected. Like, we were inexperienced by then. Liverpool were experienced, and we put up a fight. We won at Anfield. Then obviously a year after that, we made it all the way to the final. Narrowly lost against City. And then last year, obviously, we had that heartbreaking defeat against Atletico Madrid. But as y'all can see, like, Inter, we've actually, like, we haven't been in UCL back, like, competitive in UCL for that long, like, since we basically won it. And I'm very happy that I'm actually seeing once again my team be able to rub shoulders with the Europe's elite. Like, this is one thing I've always really wanted to see, because I was very, very young when we won the UCL. And like, this means a lot. This really, like, I know it's maybe cringy talk, and I know many people are going to be like, oh, but like, they see like, Bayern Munich, let's say, or Barcelona fans, or like Real Madrid fans would be saying, but like, again, for Inter fans, this means a lot because we've gone through a lot. Like, yeah, when right now in these like recent years, we obviously nah. Even that, like, even obviously in recent years we've been doing better, but like before that we've suffered so much, and like this means a lot. And now, I mean, obviously we want to make the final, we want to win it, but again, one at a time, one game at a time. But I'm happy. I'm very, very happy. And
right now we cannot talk about big clubs.
Credits to Bayern Munich. I think they obviously played very well. I mean, I knew this was going to be a difficult tie. I think they were they did well today, I think, to still believe, and they made it really tough. But I think overall, Inter, I do think still we deserve to go through, but it was a very challenge. And now, I mean, now we have to play who, in my opinion, are probably the best team in Europe this season, in Barcelona.
Visca Barca.
But we will be there. Like, we'll see what happens. But all I can say is Forza Inter sempre, and hopefully we go as far as we can in every competition we're in so far. That's really all I can say. I'm just very, very proud of the team.
Yeah, so Tena Dynaman, or
solo Inter.
Yeah, so Tena Dynaman, as a somewhat of a Inter, your pick to win the Champions League.
I'm not like pure Inter fan, but I did, I do back Inter this year, and with good reason. And Sebastian, I know you're putting up 7, but you just said the same thing about Real Madrid 15. So
yeah,
who's the bigger Milan club?
Oh man.
Talk to me when Inter has 7, by the way.
Okay, international trophies. Take away the international trophies, and Inter is bigger than Milan.
Okay,
Milan, the only thing in Milan
okay,
do have over us.
Please, let's not start a debate, please, no. We're gonna be here all day. Okay, so Tenadai, man, talk me through about your Champions League winner. Your future Champions League winner, should I say?
Good joke.
Yeah, I mean, look, I predicted Man City to win it when they won it. I predicted Real Madrid to win it last season. They won it. I said this year, Inter. I know I said Juve as the other finalists, but I guess the Inter fans don't really care, honestly. But yeah, Inter. The reason why I said Inter is, look, I know the two Inter fans, or probably just Ludo, I don't know, are saying maybe Inter is the weakest of the four. But I think if you want to look at the squad depth, in my opinion, as a neutral in a way, I think Inter has the best depth in Europe, of Europe's top 5 leagues. Um, and, Inter have been pretty competitive throughout the entirety of the Champions League. They're still, top of Serie A. They could make the Coppa Italia final. Not saying they're going to win the treble. I don't think so. But yeah, I think this game, I didn't watch too much of it because obviously I was focused on Real Madrid and Arsenal. But when I saw it was like 1-0 for Bayern, I was a bit worried. But then seeing it went to 2-1, I was like, okay, I think Inter has it in the bag. The Bayern, Eric Dyer scored. But yeah, overall, in my opinion, I think Inter over the 2 legs deserve to go through. And also, I feel like in this Champions League, I feel like Inter are the best equipped team because, yeah, we can say, oh, Barcelona is the best team in the world at the moment and all that. But there's been teams like Leganes, Osasuna, and other teams in La Liga that have played a very defensive style football, but have beaten Barcelona. Some of them, for example, Las Palmas, Leganes, have won in Barcelona. I'm not saying that Inter will beat Barcelona comfortably, but it's not a foregone conclusion because, look, I know, teams like Leganes and Las Palmas aren't amazing. But I will say is that Inter are 2,000 times better than Las Palmas and Leganes. And those teams
100%.
managed to beat Barcelona at one way or the other this season. So I don't think it's out of the realms of possibility that Inter can make the final. And look, when Inter won the Champions League final in 2010, guess who they played in the semi-final? And I'll be honest, that was an even better Barcelona team back in the day.
In fact,
so
I want to say,
look, I think there's every chance that Inter can make the Champions League final. But look, I'll be excited to watch.
When we won it, we beat both Bayern and Barca. So who knows?
And also, what's interesting, Inter beat Bayern the first leg. And I think the minute they scored was the first leg score, like 88th minute, both games.
Yes, not only that, it was the exact same second.
Yeah, so
and the exact same celebration.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, also this is the first time Inter have actually managed to not lose against Bayern at home, I believe, right?
Yeah.
No, I think in all competitions, yes, but unfortunately, still not a winner against them at the Merza, but will happen eventually.
It'll happen eventually.
Yeah,
it's
so
inevitable.
So for Inter, as I said, man, great win for them, and a great draw there. And let's talk about. I want actually before we talk about the other guys, let's speak about Bayern because Bayern really surprised me this game. They were actually a lot better than I thought they would be. And Kane showed up, man. And you guys know I'm not a huge Kane fan. I still think Kane is a player that is a bit overrated to English friends, and I still think he isn't that good. People make him out to be, but I have to give credit. He was good in this game. He came a clutch, scored that goal there, crucial goal there, great assist there from Goretzka. Great assist there, fantastic. And you're just okay. Bayern are looking great because I would say Bayern were pretty good. I would say that up until they scored, and then Inter, man, they step it up, and this is why I said with Bayern. And I don't care what you guys. I don't care what anyone says. I think Bayern's bigger issue this season hasn't been the attack because I know a lot of people are blaming the attack. It's been their defense because to me, scoring 2 goals away against one of the best defensive teams in the world should be enough. You don't need to score that many goals, but it's a defense because I'm sorry that defending there for that goal was terrible. Kimmich did a bad clearance there, and obviously Lautaro. Now you could say Lautaro did get somewhat lucky to get that goal. It was kind of fortuitous. But at the end of the day, it's a goal. And then that set piece there. I mean, how are you not marking Pavard there? Really bad marking. Yeah. And by the way, this is
for Inter, by the way.
And the goals, I think,
Yeah.
were like a few minutes apart.
Yeah, and by the way, this is Pavard against his former team. You know, he scored against his former team. So I don't know if he. I don't know. Did he celebrate? I forgot if he
Yeah,
did.
he did.
Yep, he did.
Oh wow!
He was
So
quote
that's
unquote
interesting.
feeling enslaved by Bayern in 2023 when Inter purchased him. So he felt
Yeah.
immense liberation once he did that.
Yeah. So that was interesting. Then obviously Eric Dyer scored, and then Bayern had a lot of chances at the end. I think Coleman had a chance. I think Muller had a chance, if I remember correctly. Maybe you guys can correct me if I'm wrong here. But yeah, Bayern had a lot of chances. They couldn't finish. And Sommer was great. And I got to give credit to Inter. Inter defensively were outstanding. I think Bastoni, I think De Vrij did some really good clearances.
I do think though DiMarco's defending for the Kane goal was pretty poor though. But that's the thing with DiMarco that I criticize him a lot for. He always likes to back off a bit, and I don't like it. Like I don't like what he does. But I think he needs to be a bit more aggressive.
Yeah. So
that was pretty.
Yeah,
cool.
I thought, and see, the thing for Bayern is that they gave a really good account. You know, the thing is, this was a Bayern team that's like very depleted. Like, look at the amount of injuries they have. So I think for Bayern, the fact they're able to give this kind of showing against Inter with a depleted team is pretty commendable. You have to give a ton of credit to what Bayern did. But at the end of the day, they got knocked out, and it's a shame.
When if it's squad, Bayern Munich wins.
Maybe potentially, but what I'm saying is that the Bayern put out a great game. This was Muller's last game ever in the Champions League, actually last game for Bayern. Let's put it this way. He may still play for another team, but last game ever for Bayern in a Champions League shirt. And yeah, it's a sad way to exit. And I think for Company, man, he did the best that he could, but unfortunately the defense let them down, which has been Achilles' heel this season for Bayern. And yeah, I think Bayern needs to move on from Kim and Jay and Eric Dyer.
All right, one last thing about Inter. This was probably Barella's worst match in, I cannot recall how long, but one of the worst matches Barella has played.
I agree. But I think he's going to bounce back. We know Barella. He's going to bounce back.
Yeah.
Forza Nicola.
So now I want to hear from Titanes actually. So Titanes, man, do you think people are sleeping on this Inter team?
I think Inter are pretty. Considering, to put things into perspective, Arsenal beat Real Madrid of course, and they beat PSG in the group stages, and Inter Milan beat that team. And at that time, Arsenal
with C team, by the way.
And to be fair, Arsenal didn't have Odegaard, I don't think. But as I mentioned, Inter didn't have the best team either, and Arsenal, I think they still had the likes of Bukayo Saka at that time. So yeah, I think they are slept on. They're one of the best defensive teams in Europe, and yeah, I think it'll be a very interesting semi-final. I think it'll be pretty much defense versus attack. So yeah, let's see who wins.
Yeah, definitely, man. Okay, by the way, guys, am I wrong to say that this Bayern, we have to praise Bayern for this, or not really? I think Bayern.
No, they deserve praise. Even the Inter fans were praising Bayern Munich on the social media. Like they thought.
Well, not really.
Who? Which Inter fans?
Bro, I'm seeing on Reddit, like we were like, oh hell no, they actually.
Who the fuck cares about Reddit, honestly?
Sebastian.
Reddit is the best social platform.
Sebastian. Okay, so Sebastian, I want to hear from you, man. As a true hater, man.
I'm disgusted.
By the way, we're gonna smoke you next week. Your defeat is inevitable.
We'll see.
I already know that.
Your death is coming.
Okay. Let Sebastian speak. Let Sebastian speak.
Yeah.
So Sebastian, man.
I will be a Barca fan, by the way. Will be there. Yeah, Inter, I predicted them to go for against Bayern Munich. I don't think Bayern Munich are, that team yet to compete for the Champions League trophy. Company, I think he's a horrible coach. Going from Burnley to Bayern Munich. Huge step.
Come on. No, come on. He's not done. He's not been that bad. I'm sorry. He's done better than Tuchel. I'm saying this right now. He's done better than Tuchel.
Nah, they competed well again. I think he deserves respect.
No. Sebastian, don't do this.
I don't think Company are a great manager.
Okay, well, you can say
I
Company's
know
not that good.
he can be at those middle teams in the Prem, La Liga, like not at a big team at Bayern Munich who needs to win the Champions League probably every season. But yeah,
No, I'm sorry. I think for me, I don't think it's Company. I think it's one of the players. Because I'm sorry, this Bayern team isn't that good.
over these 2 games, if Musiala was on the pitch, it's a whole different game.
Oh, Musiala could have been a game changer, guys. Musiala, oh my jeez, he would have been.
But,
He could have.
You put Musiala on the pitch and
That is surprising.
Yeah, Musiala could have. Musiala is amazing, guys. He's a fantastic. So I think he was definitely a big blow. Because I'm sorry, Olise is great, and I think Sebastian rates him. But the issue is he's not clinical. That's the issue. He's not clinical. You know,
Sané was pretty poor, I think, overall.
Sané is garbage.
Yeah.
I don't know why Bayern still. Why is Company still starting Sané? Sané needs to be shipped.
He's
Sané
garbage.
needs to get out of this. Sané needs to get out of this club, and Gnabry as well. Gnabry needs to go. Sané needs to go. Goretzka needs to go. Dyer needs to go. Kim and Jay
Listen,
needs to go.
Bayern, if you need a winger, Marcus Rashford. And
Oh, but you're so shameless. You're so shameless. I mean,
Yeah, my Bayern have to get rid of so many bums. Like there's so many bums in this Bayern team.
I mean, speaking of the third best Italian club in the world, behind obviously Milan and Juventus.
You're
I
only
think-
the
I think-
international trophies in your favor.
Nah,
Nothing
sorry.
else but international
Sebastian,
trophies.
Sebastian, you have to
You
admit
don't have
they're
enough.
the best currently.
You do not
I'm
have
not-
enough to
okay,
match
currently,
success in
yes.
Italy to prove this.
Okay, currently we say currently. We can. We're not doing it all the time right now. We'll save it for another time. But currently, yes, you have to say.
They will
those
never. 7 years, yes. Yeah, I think Inter fully deserved to go through. They took their chances over the both legs, which Bayern Munich, in my opinion, didn't, even though they scored goals. But yeah, Inter going through. Were they the favorites? I don't know if they were the favorites. They were probably, but they were not my favorites, as I thought Bayern would go through. But I mean, Inter going to semi-finals, I don't think that's a shock to anyone because this team has some really good players, and it's kind of sad that this team will get exposed in the semi-final. But yeah, like
Yeah.
fair play to
Well,
Inter going through. I'm not gonna say congrats because I refuse to say that, but
Okay,
yeah.
by the way,
Fair
I
play.
want to say Inter is one of the best defensive teams in the world. Inter and Arsenal are the best 2 defensive teams.
let's see when Barca exposes this team. Let's see. We'll be
Okay.
there.
We'll
But
see.
yeah,
Barca.
let's go around the room, guys. Wait, Bayern, man, is this been a good season for Bayern? A quarterfinal exit.
No.
Nah, I think that's bro. I mean, okay, they're gonna win the Bundesliga, but they're not gonna win the cup. Quarterfinal exit feels a bit let down, honestly.
But to be fair, coming into the season, did many people really think Bayern were going to win the Champions League?
Nah, I'm gonna be honest. I actually think I slept on. I talked a bit too much shit about Bayern. I can't laugh at the Celtic tie. They did way better than I expected. So I gotta apologize. I gotta hold my hand.
But you know what the thing I think that's let Bayern down this season? It's been the defense. The defense has let them down
Yeah,
most of
also.
the time.
Yeah.
The defense. I'm sorry, Kim and Jay, he has to go. Dyer has to go, for sure. And maybe
Why is
Limer.
There you go.
Maybe Limer. I mean, to be fair, I don't think Limer is bad, but he can't play right back. It's just weird. Like Bayern needs to get an actual right back. That's weird. Stanisic I thought was decent, but yeah, Goretzka needs to go. Son needs to go to get average. So many average players in this Bayern team. Like they're gonna have to leave. Like if Bayern want to win the Champions League anytime soon, these players have to leave because I can't. They are not Champions League winning caliber. These players aren't. I'm sorry, with all due respect. So, but yeah, for Bayern, I think the main objective this season was to win the Bundesliga. And if they didn't win the Bundesliga, oh yeah, this season would have been really, really bad. So, and I think Company's actually done a decent job with Bayern. I think Company's done the best he can with Bayern. Just that Bayern players are not the Bayern players are just not as good as before Bayern's, like previous iterations Bayern's. Like I feel like Company's done a decent job. Now I don't think he's been that amazing, but I don't think he's been that trash either. So I mean, do you guys agree?
Yeah. I think he probably deserves another season. I do think that their defense, if they want to play this Company football, they need to improve that defense because that defense is horrid.
Yeah. Kim and Jay needs to be sold. Dyer needs to sold.
Yeah, Kim and Jay, I'm sorry, bro. I think that Napoli season fooled everyone, bro. Like, no.
Yeah. For me, it should be Upamecano and Ito. That should be the 2 center backs.
I'm gonna ask you guys: do you honestly think this Inter team could beat could win the Champions League this year.
Yeah, that's a possibility. There's a mathematical chance. 25% chance. 25% chance. 25% chance of match.
All have 25%.
I'm gonna give them 15, by the way, because they're playing Barca.
So yeah, I just think for Inter, as I said, it's good. So okay, I want to hear from Patrick. Then we're gonna go to the other two matchups.
So Inter, man, they really played so well, and Lautaro Martinez has been putting up a clinic for Inter Milan, and for Bayern, such a disappointing quarterfinal tie. Kane put up a good fight, Eric Dyer put up a good fight, and Lautaro Martinez for Inter. He has been so good, and Inter deserved to go through to the semis, and facing Barcelona is going to be a difficult one, but Inter, man, they have something to celebrate tonight in Milan. So give credit to Inter for winning, and that will put up a decent fight against Bayern. And Inter, they should be good to go. So yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and move on, guys. Let's move on, shall we?
To the big clubs, to the two big clubs, PSG and Barca.
All right, let's start. Which one should we do first? Let's start with Barca, guys. Let's start with Barca. And I'm
Arrivederci tutti.
All right, so let's start. All right, peace, Beely. All right, so I'll read you guys' comments after we go to the other two games, just for time's sake. So Dortmund 3, Barca 1. Now, guys, I was kind of getting a little worried that Dortmund could do the unthinkable. Now, did I expect Dortmund to do the comeback? Of course not. But with Barcelona, they're always shaky in away games. You never know what you can get with Barca. And I was thinking that maybe there was a sliver of a chance. And that first half was abysmal. Barca were so garbage that first half. We had literally no control of the midfield. I mean, De Jong, Gavi were just incompatible. I'm sorry. I don't want to see De Jong and Gavi. And I still stand by, guys. That Barca needs to move on to De Jong. I don't like. Okay, let me speak.
But he's on like 800K a week. How do you move him on?
We have to like thread it or something. We have to do something because this guy's been sticking it up. He's been getting away with this for so many years. Like he's been here since 2020, guys, and he hasn't been good for an entire season. Like how much time are we gonna give? Like he needs to be sold. I also
think Ronald Araujo needs to be sold. I think he was pretty poor. I think that third goal, the Grassi. I mean, what the hell are you doing, man?
All right, let me finish. But yeah, for Barca, we were just abysmal. Grassi got the penalty there. Bad mistake there from Szczesny. Grassi capitalized with a beautiful Panenka, and that's how you do a Panenka, Saka. That's how you do a Panenka. So, I mean, he scored the penalty there. And Dortmund, I don't know how they didn't score more goals in the first half. They were absolutely all over us. Barca were horrible in that first half. We offered literally nothing. I mean, you just look at the stats here, guys. We literally offered nothing. One shot, none on target. It was 10 shots, 7 on target. And guys, I'm being honest with you guys. Szczesny was God mode, God tier. And I know this might seem crazy to say, guys, but if Ter Stegen played this game, they may have done it. They may have done the comeback if Ter Stegen played. Potentially may have. Because
I want to ask you this.
Wait, let me finish. So Szczesny was making unbelievable saves. Barca were looking so bad. At the second half, Grossi makes it 2-0 from a header there. I'm like, oh my geez, why? Then Barca got the goal there. Great combination there. I think was from Koundé and I think to Fermin Lopez. Got the goal back. It was an own goal there from Benzabani. And yeah, Benzabani is going to be kicking himself because he got that assist there for the goal there. And then obviously Grossi and then Pedri comes on. And I think once Pedri came on, I think the game tempered down. We were able to control the game better. Dortmund weren't able to create as many chances as they did in the first half. And it shows why Pedri is Barca's best player. It's not Rafinha. It's not Yamal. It's not Lewandowski. It's not Ferran Torres. It's Pedri. People need to respect Pedri. Pedri is just one of those players that may not get a goal or assist, but he's super influential to this team. He is so vital to this team. We need Pedri desperately, and Pedri was phenomenal. And then obviously they got the goal there. Bad mistake from Araujo. And Araujo only played this game, guys, because Iago Martinez was a yellow away for suspension. If he wasn't a yellow away for suspension, he wouldn't play this game. So that's why Araujo played. And I do not want to see Araujo start for us in the semifinals, because if he does, he's going to get cooked. And yeah, for Barca said, man, we made it through. We survived by the skin of their teeth. And you know the thing is, I think we needed a loss. We needed a loss this year. We had gone this year pretty much unbeaten so far. And I think this was a game that if we had to lose, this was a game that it was okay for us to lose. We needed to get that off from shoulders. And I think when you get that loss, it just makes it's a good wake-up call. And I think this Barca team, we need to be more serious. Obviously, in this game, we didn't play our best team, obviously. We had, obviously, Pedri being benched. Obviously, Ferran Torres being benched as well. You can make argument he's been good. And Iago Martinez didn't play this game. So I think Barca were great. Barca weren't at their best, but we can't really judge Barca too much on this game because I've seen so many people say, "Oh, Barca's just overrated. It's just how good is this team really?" Like so many people are overreacting just from this one game. So Dortmund were obviously great; they were fantastic. You have to give them that. But let's be real, they should have scored more goals. And you know what really cost Dortmund was that first defeat. Had they not lost that badly, they could have maybe been in the semifinals. So I want to get from Patrick. I want to hear from Patrick.
First, I want to
let me get. No. Let me get to Patrick. Let me get to Patrick. He's a Dortmund fan.
So as a Dortmund fan, I'm so disappointed about this tie. But what a good win by Dortmund in the second leg. But it's not enough. Guirassy with the hat trick. Creating chances, creating shots. It is what it is. And for Barca, they deserved better. But as I said, as a Dortmund fan, I'm so disappointed with this tie. But obviously, we came up just short. In the second leg, we could have made a comeback, but obviously, typically for Dortmund and Guirassy, man, they really typically are a good team in the quarterfinals. Despite losing that tie, Barcelona deserved more than it is, but how about Dortmund? Dortmund is so tough and clinical in the second leg at home. Typically, Barcelona deserves to have this tie better, but it is what it is for Dortmund. I had to explain more for Dortmund next time. Yeah, maybe next year we'll try to win the Champions League. We'll see.
Yeah, and Patrick, I'm going to ask you this question: would you say this was a big letdown? Because let's be real, Dortmund, this was pretty much the game. Because I don't think we're going to see them in the Champions League next season. I don't think
maybe because maybe they can, but typically because they have obviously their best position, but I don't think we can eventually win the Champions League next season. But we'll see what happens.
No, I mean qualify.
Okay. Maybe. Maybe Dortmund can qualify for the Champions League, but potentially, and maybe their future potential, maybe if they qualify, they can have the potential for next season. Maybe we'll see.
Yeah.
And AD, I wanted to ask you this before.
Okay.
Do you think the players were overconfident? That's why you lost this game. They obviously this game was probably over, but do you think they underestimated Dortmund this game and the atmosphere?
Probably. Because
as
Dortmund,
exactly, Sebastian.
As bad as Dortmund are, guys, Dortmund are not a good team. Because look what they're doing in the league. They're 8th or 9th. They're mid-table Bundesliga. Dortmund at home is very difficult. There's a reason why they rarely lose games at home this season. In both the Champions League and the league. So, and people aren't realizing the Dortmund home atmosphere is very strong. It's a very difficult.
Yes, of course.
And remember, this is a Dortmund team that made the Champions League final last season. And despite it doesn't matter how garbage they're, it doesn't matter how bad they are in the league. This team knows how to be good in Europe, and that's commendable. It's some teams are just a cup teams than a league team, and I think Dortmund's a prime example of that. In the last couple of years, they made a Champions League final. Sure, I know they didn't win it last season, but that's what they are capable of doing. So. You have to give credit to Dortmund there in particular, put him a very good fight, but unfortunately, it wasn't enough. And shout out to Guirassy, by the way, because I heard the stat. He is the first African player to score a hat trick in the latter stages of the Champions League quarterfinals. So it's an incredible achievement. So yeah, I mean, it's great there. So I want to hear from Titanes next. Titanes, are you there? Okay, let's go to Doodle next. Doodle, are you there?
Indeed, I am here.
Okay, so as an Inter fan, okay. Let's
I'm gonna
go
let
to Doodle next.
Titanes talk.
Okay. Titanes, man, give me your thoughts first.
On this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say I think I think Guarasa should be given a lot of credit. Single-handedly gave Dortmund a chance back in the game. And yeah, I think fair enough to Dortmund. I think they've been very poor this season. But they gave it a good go in this game against one of the best teams in Europe. And yeah, what I would say is that if I were Inter, if I were Lautaro Martinez, I'd be licking my lips at Barca defense. Because yeah, it's a bit suspect. I think Barca. I think we've seen with quite a few teams this season that what's funny is that I think with Barca and PSG they're similar in ways that if you shut down their attack, I think it's pretty much the game's done, because I think these two teams will concede goals because I don't think defensively they're nearly as strong as Arsenal, Inter are. And I think it's very interesting because of course Inter are playing Barca, so I think the game plan for that game would probably be to try to shut down the front three, which would be difficult, but if they can do it, then the tie probably be done for them. And same with Arsenal against PSG. So yeah, I think this game was very telling for Barca, and yeah, I think it also showed the world that Barca have been dominant this season, but well, they aren't invincible.
Yeah. And for me, I think it's a good reality check for Barca. Like, if you're gonna, I think it's a good exit check for the team, because I do agree that I do feel like the team was kind of complacent, arrogant towards the second. Like, oh, it's Dortmund. Who cares? We already beat the 4-0 first. Like, where's gonna stroll in here and just waltz through? So, but yeah, we'll see what happens, of course. Then Doodle Man, as an Inter fan, you must be after seeing what Dortmund can do, you must be looking at the prospects.
Hard to say, because after seeing what Bayern was able to do against us, it's a bit hard because I think I'm predicting there's going to be a lot of goals in that. Although speaking about this game, I think that Barcelona were pretty poor. Again, I said Araujo. I think for me, I think when is it enough enough? When is enough though? Like, I mean, last season he cost Shaw against PSG. He's never really stepped up in Europe, and today I think, do you cash in on him maybe in the summer if you get a good offer? Like, that's maybe something to consider.
I wish we actually sold him to Juventus. Juventus actually wanted him.
Yeah, probably. But besides that, like, I think that Szczesny has done well. Koundé, I think, was pretty poor, but I think Koundé is overall very solid. I think he was poor in this game though. Gavi and Frankie De Jong, I think you can't have those two starting at the same time. I don't know if you can, like, maybe you can start one of them, but even then, it's like, I think Barca's problem. I think Barcelona need to get a defensive midfielder in the summer. In my opinion, I think that has to be the utmost requirement, because maybe I mean, you know Barcelona better than me, but I just think defensive midfielder is very, very vital. I think they need to get one if possible. Besides that, though, I think that. Look, I think Dortmund played very well, all things considered. They were able to, I mean, they went for it. They probably wish they scored more, but Grassi, what a performance from him. But I think overall, I mean, Barcelona, I think overall deserved to go through. But I think this is not, I don't think we should judge Barcelona based off this game, because a lot of teams can have bad games. But I do think that this is a game where we can probably say Barcelona probably need to keep this game in mind, something, and be a bit more engaged. I think, but we'll see what happens though. But I think overall, this Barca team still for me is the best team in the world right now. Even this game hasn't changed my thoughts. But I think, but I think is maybe this is gonna backfire. But I don't think Barca's gonna walk over us, or at least I hope they don't. But and I think Barca can beat us. I think Barca are favorites against us. But I think that's going to be a pretty interesting tie overall when we do meet. And I just think that overall, first leg, we saw what Barcelona are capable of doing. If you give them space, if you don't defend well against them, and if you don't take your chances, they can definitely hurt you a lot. And I just think overall, Pedri, I think Pedri should be in Ballon d'Or conversations, honestly. He's been the best midfielder in the world this season. Maybe it's a hot take, but I think so. Obviously, I think Rafinha is probably, if Barca win everything, I think Rafinha is probably going to win the Ballon d'Or, which, I mean, fair enough, I guess. And that's just my thought. Lewandowski, I do think the thing with Lewandowski, though, is how much longer can he go on, though, at this top level? When is it going to be time for Barcelona to potentially think about getting a Lewandowski successor? That's one thing, maybe. But besides that, though, I think, yeah, I mean, well, I will say this, though. I think Barcelona they definitely need Balde, though, because I mean, I don't know who that left back is, but he looks pretty exposed out.
Yeah, that Martin guy was awful.
You need
and I
Balde.
think,
I'm not saying Balde's like perfect or anything, but Balde I think gives him more
yeah,
security. I also think what Balde does well is because he overlaps a lot, it gives like Rafinha. Like Rafinha is able to like be a bit more of like an inside forward, as we call it, a bit more closer, not really a touchline winger, right? And I think because Balde is able to like have that left side for himself. So I think that because of that, I think Balde is very much needed because this guy looked like out of place completely. So yeah. Besides that though, Kubarsi, I think, yeah, I mean Kubarsi and Yamal, like maybe they didn't have the best of games, but they're pretty young. I think this is just experience. I think they set such high standards, especially the Lamine Yamal. It's like people expect Lamine Yamal is 17. Like people need to remember that. Like he's 17. It's only up here for him. And yeah. But besides that, I think credits to Dortmund. They fought very hard. And but Barcelona, I think overall deserve to go through. And Barcelona, I think now will be looking for better towards the better things in the future. So yeah.
Yeah, potentially. Okay, so let's I think we're done here with this section. So I guess we'll move on to the final game for this. And I need to go to Sebastian first for this one. As our PSG, as a guy that believes that PSG is going to win the Champions League.
PSG representative.
Yes.
Yeah, PSG representative. So representative. So Sebastian, man, talk me through how LSG almost happened.
Stop this LSG.
I said almost, okay? Almost, okay? And you have to admit, PSG almost choked.
Yes, but it wasn't as terrible as people said. Because PSG, in this game, what happened? Scoring 2 goals, the team were overconfident in this game. And I think Villa, the only thing was too confident, and this team was not interested in playing football after the 2-0 goal by Nuno Mendes. So, yeah, but over 2 legs, PSG deserves this victory. I mean, looking at the quality of Villa side, they're not that great. Like, Emi Martinez got humbled. I'm so happy about that he got humbled. But yeah, I mean, Teres, can you mute yourself, by the way? So, I mean,
bad mistake for Martinez, to be honest, for the first.
Yeah, he's a filthy. I don't like that guy. But yeah, I mean, Vara, Dembele, Barcola, Due, Fabian Ruiz, Vitinha. Vitinha wasn't that great this game, but I mean, this PSG team has so much quality that you give this team a couple of chances and they score.
Yeah, I have to admit, PSG is really good at counterattack. Counterattack wasn't really good.
And yeah, the best fullback duo in the world, which is a fact that nobody.
Yeah, you can probably make argument.
No, it's not.
Right, Sebastian, man.
It's a fact.
Sebastian. Okay, Sebastian, I want you to praise. There's one player you have to praise. He basically kept PSG alive. You have to.
Gianluigi Donnarumma.
Yes.
In this game, I actually loved him.
He was amazing, bro.
Because he kept. I know I hate him for what he did to Milan, but this game I actually now starting to love him again. Because he actually saved the PSG team. And he saved me from embarrassing. And he saved my predictions still. Yes. But yeah, like PSG over 2 legs, going through to semi-final. Probably the best team in the world. Is the best team in the world right now. But yeah, like Dembele keeps. Like Dembele doesn't need a goal to look good. Unlike Dogmal, who needs a goal to
Hey,
like,
enough of that. No,
like Dembele, like beautiful play by PSG. Like obviously Hakim is scoring that first goal, which the game was probably dead when Hakim scored that goal. Nuno Mendes scored the second. Very good goal. The guy was probably over. And then second half, something weird happened. Where Aston Villa scored 2 goals in about 3 minutes. And I was thinking, don't do this to me. I actually said in my, don't do this to me. Because I actually need PSG to win this Champions League.
Yeah, you know what's really funny, Sebastian? I think I think you said in the group chat that there's no chance Villa could come back. There was zero chance.
First of all, I got hacked, so that was me.
Wow, Sebastian.
But
Wow.
I got hacked by some random dude. But
Wow.
I mean,
Sebastian, you have to admit though. I explain to you, why did PSG collapse? Were they like complacent, arrogant in this game?
it was two things. It was too confident after the second goal, which the players didn't care about the playing football. And obviously Aston Villa, they were playing good the second half.
Yeah, you know what's interesting? Villa have never.
It's the
Villa
same with
haven't won a game.
Barca. It's the same with Barca that PSG thought the game was over, did not bother to play, and then, their comeback happened or started to happen.
Well, yeah. Okay, for Sebastian though, you have to say though, PSG man, they nearly got away with it, and you have to give credit to Donnarumma. Basically, kept PSG live, and Pochko was also amazing. Did you remember that clearance he made at the end? That was a really good clearance.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that clearance. Otherwise, I think he wasn't that good, Pacho.
Yeah.
I mean, that first goal for Tielemans, he touched on Pacho. Why couldn't he do that against Chile? I was thinking to myself, why didn't Pacho do this against Chile? That's what I'm thinking in my head.
And then Marquinhos, man, he was not good.
Yeah, Marquinhos needs to leave.
I think I think he can't start for PSG anymore, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, that midfield, Vitinha was bad. Vitinha was terrible defensively. Absolute terrible.
All right, would you want Marquinhos to be benched?
For Lucas Hernandez.
Yeah, Lucas Hernandez should start. Why is Lucas Hernandez not starting much?
He came back from an injury, ACL. Well,
yeah.
The UCL winners on their way to the Champions League final. So
PSG man, they look good. They look good offensively, but defensively they didn't look great, and that is kind of a worry.
It's the same with Barca this week. Like both didn't look good defensively.
Yeah, so Doodle man, give me your thoughts, man, on this one. And Villa didn't lose the game at home, by the way, in the Champions League, making the quarterfinals. The first one in 1982, I think, is really amazing. It's really amazing.
So I actually think for me, Quara, I think, had a pretty poor game, but I think this is what I'm going to say, right? I know he's two-footed, so he can play on both flanks, but he's better on the left. After watching him for 2.5 years in Serie A, I know how it is for Napoli. I think Desiree Doué should be the starter for PSG, not only because, I mean, obviously everyone here knows how big of a fan I am of Desiree Doué, but besides that, I also think he probably, Barcola's fine as a player. I just think that, for the sake of balance, I would have started Quara on the left and Doué on the right. I think that's what I would have done personally. Besides that though, actually I need to pick up a phone right now. Let someone else talk. I'll be back after.
Okay. All right, so TNS, man, give me your thoughts on this one, man.
Yeah, I mean, very entertaining. Aston Villa, I think I said I don't underestimate him at Villa Park, and yeah, I mean, I think John McGinn particularly, I think man of the match, what a performance he was, captain. It was a great goal as well. I think it was a bit strange by Unai Emery to take off Rashford and McGinn. Maybe they were tired, and I don't know, but they seem to be two pretty dangerous players against PSG, but it took them out as a bit weird. But I think apart from that, I think just got a bit unlucky. Donnarumma had a fantastic game, so fair enough to him. And yeah, I think overall, I think PSG's defense looks suspects. And and I said this for Inter, I think I'll say this for Arsenal as well. If I were Bukayo Saka, looking at that PSG defense, I'd be licking my lips, because I think that defense is wide open. And yeah, I think Marquinhos and Pacho, and I think Hakimi and Nuno Mendes, I think Both of them are great offensively, but defensively as well. The suspect, even Hakimi is suspect defensively. Menj, we saw Sancho cook him a couple seasons ago. Now look where Sancho is. So yeah, I think and the centre back pairing Marquinhos I think is finished. And Pacho is an okay centre back, but I don't think there's anything special. So yeah, I think that defense worries me. The PSG are probably gonna have to rely on Donnarumma a lot in the semi-finals.
Yeah, for Villa, as I said, I don't know why Watkins didn't start. Now, apparently, I heard he wasn't fully fit, but my issue is if he's on the bench, you got to play him. Like, it's just kind of weird. Like, I don't know. Like, it's just kind of weird to me. I just don't really understand that.
I think Rashford.
Yeah, I mean, for me, Rashford and Watkins started. Like, you should have, like, for me, Rodgers was disappointing. I was really disappointed about Rodgers. Like, Rodgers didn't do much. Like, you know what?
He should not.
Yeah, Rashford.
That was a mistake.
No, Rashford was good. Rashford was decent. I think what they should have done was Rashford on the right and then Watkins up in the middle. That's what I think what they should have done.
Yeah, Rodgers is pretty poor, I think. What a goal by McGinn, though. I think it's a bit of a deflection, though, but still. Oh, Pacho, though. Speaking of Pacho, now that I'm back, I can say this. I want to say this. Well, I mean, Pacho, that last-minute block on Ian Maatsen.
Yeah.
Like, overall, but like, I don't think the deflected goals are his fault, really. I think overall, like, Marquinhos. But here's the thing of Marquinhos, I want to say. Marquinhos, like, it feels like every single PSG exit, or like at least like every single game where PSG doesn't do well, Marquinhos' fingerprints on all over them. Like, this guy's just not it. I don't think this guy, like, ever since that Real Madrid, like, you know, the mistake he made against Madrid in 2022, it feels like he's just been suspect in like every single PSG UCL game. It feels like, I don't know, like. Vitinha, I think, wasn't great, but I think Vitinha is better. But like overall, I think I'm gonna say credit for Villa. I want to give credit to Villa because I think Villa, you know, you could see Villa Park was like they began bouncing a lot. You know, their fans were just all over, and they had like a lot of it. And they could have done it, but I think overall, for me though, I think PSG were the deserved team to go through over both legs. Still, I think, despite Villa's.
Yeah. I think the third goal, the first, like, really sealed it. I think maybe if they hadn't scored the third goal, then it could have been very interesting. We could have it would have gone extra time, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, that was close. And so PSG, man, they barely advanced. But as Sebastian said, maybe they got complacent, maybe they got arrogant, maybe thinking like this. So, you know, I won't be too critical of PSG, but they can't afford to do that against Arsenal for sure.
No,
because if they do,
by the way, this is going to be PSG's now. All the teams they faced are English teams. They faced Liverpool, Villa, and now going to be Arsenal. So yeah, they're touring England. It seems like.
Yeah, touring England. So we'll see what happens. But yeah. For Villa, as I said, man, unbeaten at home in the Champions League, very impressive. Beating PSG, beating Bayern Munich. They beat Club Brugge
drawing against Juventus, although to be fair,
still though, it's a good achievement. And yeah, to not lose a single home game in the Champions League is pretty commendable. Not many teams can say that.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to give credit to Villa there for that. So Patrick, man, round us off there, and then we'll look at semifinals briefly, then we'll wrap it up.
So yeah, Villa, man, they came so close to coming back, and you know, obviously McGinn and Tielemans, you know, Konza, they all did incredible, and you know, PSG, well, they did okay. Hakimi and Mendes with both goals. They were terrible, but you know, but they were so good, but they barely advanced, which is good to see. But you know, for PSG, it is a very exciting moment when they reach the semifinals for the second consecutive year. And for Villa, well, they came so close to coming back, and PSG very barely advanced. You know, obviously the typical one, PSG, they deserve to go through, and you know, typically all that PSG can win or eventually, but PSG, they had to go out all around against Arsenal, but in the semifinals. But PSG, they really deserve to go through. So yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting, man. It's interesting. Now we look ahead to the semifinals. We're going to do a brief preview. Also, not going to do a full preview because that will take too much time and we're running out of time. But just looking ahead, guys, we have our semifinals confirmed, guys. We got Arsenal, PSG, and Barca Inter. So, I mean, we have two fantastic semifinals. I think both these semifinals will be fantastic. And what's really nice is that we have one representative from each country. Like this,
the last time this happened was in 2018. Yeah.
2018.
Yeah, because there was Roma, Liverpool,
Bayern and Madrid. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been a long time, and I think this is really great because for me, what I love most about the Champions League is see teams from different countries competing against each other, and it's really not great when you see two teams from the same country. It doesn't really feel as good. It kind of feels like So it is kind of refreshing that we're gonna get we could get an English team, we could get a French team, we could get a Spanish team, we could get an Italian team. So basically, the only league that's unrepresented is Germany, basically. So. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting. Obviously, I'll do my predictions video probably next week. And then I am thinking about maybe doing a big preview with my Inter guys and my Barca fans because we have a lot of Inter Barca fans here on the channel. So maybe we'll do a big collab together. Maybe dropping that next week as well. We'll see if we can arrange something though. But yeah, I mean, two fantastic semifinals, guys. I mean, which semifinal? Okay, let's not really predict, guys. Let's just talk about which game you think will be more exciting. Which one do you think will be more interesting?
I think the most exciting would be Arsenal versus PSG because both of these teams have never won the Champions League before, and I think a PSG might have a slighter edge than Arsenal, but I think it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, so that is true. So what would you doodle? Which one do you think would be better?
I mean, do I really need to say though?
Obviously, it's gonna pick his team.
Obviously, I'm gonna pick the one. Obviously, I'm gonna include my team. Obviously, I'm waiting for that. That's like hype, really hype, because now this is where it really gets real. I know we made the final a few seasons ago, but now it feels like, yeah.
Okay, guys. You know what? I have a better question. Because I think most of us say Barca Inter. Which final do you think will be the most interesting?
Arsenal, Barcelona, 2006.
Nah, PSG, Barca. PSG, Barca.
Nah, Arsenal, Barcelona, 2006 replay. Bukayo Saka, bro, we saw today Bukayo Saka did Henry's silent celebration.
Oh yeah!
Oh my god!
I completely forgot to mention that. Thank you for mentioning that.
Yeah, Bukayo, bro, we can see a replay on that. So we can see it Saka can do what his idol Henry couldn't in the final. Bro, be peak football.
Yeah. Okay. So are we saying Inter Arsenal with the worst final?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Bro, just be talked about extra time penalties.
Yeah, no, I don't want that. Yeah, Inter PSG, I think would be fairly interesting.
I think Inter PSG is being slept on. That could be a good one, to be fair.
That could be. I mean, Hakimi against his old club. True.
Oh yeah, that would be interesting. And you know what's interesting? Inter gave Manchester City their first Champions League title. And
Allianz, that's the thing. The Munich final thing, it's kind of still living it. So for Barca and Inter, we probably need to be very careful because if that thing is true, about first time in Munich, whenever it's Munich final and finals in Munich, that the team has never won and UCL wins their first time, I think us two got to be a bit careful because we've done.
I think Inter will have a massive advantage going into the final because I feel like people forget this. It's very rare for teams to go when they go on a good Champions League run. It's very rare for them to actually win it. Like Manchester City, they had to go through multiple semi-finals. They had to lose the final before actually finally winning it.
And also, we've won at Allianz this season. To be honest, we have kind of experienced that also.
Yeah, and Inter did lose the final a couple of years ago, and I feel like it might be a blessing in disguise if they reach it again because they'll have to experience.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think Titan is right. I think because I think most football fans want the PSG final because I think most people will say these are probably the two best teams in the world, which is entertainment. But the reality is, we usually don't get the two best teams. We usually don't. That usually doesn't happen.
But here's the thing for me. I gotta say, I think whoever wins these are gonna be at this point, the best team talk true. But now you gotta show it. Now it's the semifinals. Now it's everyone's here. So all these four teams have something to prove. So we'll see.
You know what's really interesting? 3 of these teams can win a treble. The only team that can't win a treble is basically Arsenal.
So now watch Arsenal win the UCL.
Oh man. So you know what's really interesting? I think most people will probably say this for the final. Whichever team comes from the Barca Inter will probably be favorites for the final.
No, I already predicted it. I'm actually I know we said no predictions, but I'm not gonna say who wins, but I'm gonna say this. I think whoever wins between Barca and Inter is gonna win the UCL. That's how I see it.
Yeah. Like so, it's gonna be the favorites because remember they have the more experience. They won the Champions before. Obviously, PSG Arsenal have never done it before, so
Yeah,
we have to factor
yeah.
that in as well.
I think also just from the PSG also game, I think it'll be. I think I said it would be the more entertaining game. I just feel like, and I feel like I'll be very interested in how Arsenal set up because Arsenal, I think they're very capable of beating them because if they manage to nullify Mbappe, Vinicius, and Rodrigo, I think they'll be able to do the same with Kvaratskhelia, Barcola, and I think they have Ramos. I think it is the striker.
Dembele.
Sorry.
Yeah, Dembele.
Dembele. Oh, yeah, Dembele. Sorry, and Dembele. I think they'll be able to do the same to them. And also, I think PSG have a weaker defense than Real Madrid and Arsenal. I know it was 2 free kicks, but still, they dominated dominated Madrid. They dominated the defense. So, yeah, I think Arsenal, have the big advantage in that tie. And yeah, I think the final. I think the final. I think the final. We're gonna actually. Just wanted to ask one question. If so basically we can have potentially 4 different Ballon d'Or winners because I feel like whoever's going to win the Champions League, they're going to have a player who wins the Ballon d'Or. From I think Barcelona, it'll be Rafinha. Who would it be for the other 3 teams?
Exactly.
PSG probably Dembele. I would imagine.
Dembele, Arsenal.
Saka. It has to be Saka.
Probably.
No, but he missed like half a season.
I still feel like they'll give it to him though.
I think Inter and Arsenal don't really have anyone. I mean,
but let's just say the highest chance for Arsenal is Saka.
Actually, I think
Wow.
I'd say Rice.
Rice is a good one. Yeah, Rice is a good one.
And the thing is, I just don't think we know how the Ballon d'Or is. It's more skewed to the forwards.
But I feel like Rice has so much hype around him after those free kicks.
Yeah.
Let's see how good Rice is in the semifinals and final.
For us, I don't even know. Honestly.
I think Inter
Maybe.
It has to be Lautaro.
Even though this season Lautaro has been pretty, but like this is what I want to say about Lautaro is like this is like he finally like this is we've been waiting for him to have like a vintage UCL tie, and I think he had it against Bayern Munich. Now we'll see if he has it. If he does it against Barcelona, and let's say if Inter win the UCL and Lautaro plays well in the final, then honestly he probably makes up for the season in my eyes. He probably makes up. Yeah,
I think
because this season hasn't been his best.
See, the thing is, I think as Titanus is right. Whichever team wins the Champions League, I am 95% sure they'll win the Ballon d'Or. Like, it is a very confident. And you guys know how I feel about the Ballon d'Or. I'm not really a huge fan of it, but it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. But like I said, guys, may the best teams prevail. Like I say, I'm going to take a few days to rest because this has been.
I need to rest a lot. Like, oh my
you know what's the saddest thing about all this? I have to go from watching Kvaratskhelia, Dembele, Lamine Yamal, Rafinha, Saka, and Vinicius Jr. to watching Alejandro Garnacho tonight in the Europa
League. And by the way, Teeth, I heard Fabrizio tweeted out, Onana is starting for sure.
Yep, I know. And Xerxes out for the rest of the season. Fun.
Yeah, it's great, man. It's you know enjoy the suffering because me and
you know what? Barcelona versus Manchester United Super Cup. We'll be there.
Oh, that'll be a good one. That'll be a very interesting one. We'll see. Yeah, guys, I need this matchup the most. UEFA Super Cup, Arsenal Spurs. I need that. That'll be amazing.
No, thank you. We will not do that. No.
Okay, Juno, you have to admit. You have to admit that was the most funniest. That will be the most funniest.
No. We can't have that. I'm sorry.
Okay, most funniest.
Most funniest. It would be Bodo.
Arsenal winning a Champions League and Spurs winning a trophy in the same season would be the most broken year in the history of football.
Like that would be crazy. Like you guys have to admit.
Is broken. The Matrix will be broken.
The break is.
And guys, if Chelsea lose the final, that'd be amazing for Chelsea fans. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, well, the London is going to be.
London's going to erupt. Like London's going to erupt. I have to visit London if that happens.
First flights to London if that happens. I need to see.
Oh my days. Anyways, let's go read these last couple of comments and then we're gonna head out, guys. Head out. So, where are we? Right here. Where are we? Peace, guys. Gotta go. All right. Inter Bayern, the most competitive even tie. Yeah, true. Inter, PSG, Barca, Golden win trophies. If you want to break Inter, ask Milan this season. True. Well, it might just be me, but I think if Inter can neutralize Barca's tie, then they can also win that tie. I believe Barca has leak defense, and they can be broken. We'll be fine. That's nice, Steve.
It's going to be best attack against the best defense. So unstoppable force against the immovable object, basically.
Xabi Alonso to Madrid. Yeah, it's probably going to happen. You're different. Pukilo. Bye-bye, Angela. It's sorry time.
Sorry.
What?
Huh?
Sorry? Nah.
Sorry?
Oh. No. Could you imagine Angela?
I have no idea.
Brother, going from one smoke to another smoke.
That'd be crazy. I put my money with Inter Milan. Every time Arsenal speed up Madrid and nothing to do. PSG would top team. The enemy is not PSG, it's Inter Milan. Anyways, gotta go, guys. See ya. They showed that it could be a leaky side versus Barca. True, Barca is not strong. Thuram could capitalize on this, in my opinion. Last 20 minutes,
honestly, Thuram needs to fix up because
he was a fraud today. He was a fraud.
Yeah, he was bad. He was bad. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, dogs. Just how good is Barca, though? I'm a little confused. Albert, we're still a very good team. It was just one game. Come on, let's not be reactionary. My voice not like that reality. My phone's terrible. Watches rival club more than his own goofy man. Doing pictures of school, and I bro, it just says random stuff. Okay. Barca see the final. Dembélé versus Dogma. I think in terms of narratives, I think Barca PSG is probably the best narratives.
Probably.
I think it's for me. It's still Barcelona and Arsenal, simply because Arsenal they reached the only ever final they lost was to Barcelona.
I say Barca PSG because of the Dembélé narrative, and Barca PSG really hates.
Imagine Dembélé winner.
No, but like that's just one player, but that's like a whole history of like players.
I know, but like I feel like Barca hates PSG more than Arsenal. Like the hatred between
but Arsenal hates Barca probably. So
yeah, but Arsenal definitely hates Barca a lot because of
no, I know, but like I don't think Barca really. I don't think Barca hates Arsenal. So that's the thing. But yeah, I mean, we'll see whatever happens. Like I said, we can't choose the final. The final's gonna happen whether we like it or not.
No, we can't choose. It's gonna be whoever deserves to go through.
Yeah, PSG can eliminate semifinals.
Also, I think. Wait, correct me if I'm wrong. Was he at La Masia?
Yeah, I think he used.
Arteta. He was. I think.
Oh yeah. Oh wait a minute. Wait, no, Flick wasn't. So he doesn't count.
No, but Arteta was. So
and Enrique coached Barca. So Arteta. Wait, Arteta. I don't think Arteta ever coached Barca.
No, he was. Arteta never coached Barca, but he was at La Masia.
So
I think he's a Barca fan.
Yeah. So Inzaghi's the only one that's not a Barca fan, right? Essentially, 2025. What?
What? You may as well keep
doing. Hey, Zagadou, is he still at Dortmund?
They're both washed, Albert. With all due respect, they're a sub defender. In fact, he's cursed to be interesting experience winning in Munich already. Ooh, 10 is saying that.
Yeah, that's what I also said. So there's that.
Yeah. So, all right. But anyways, I think we're wrapping up here, guys. But I hope you guys did enjoy today's stream. It was a long one, guys.
2 hours.
Guys, like and subscribe on your way out, guys. Yeah, it was nearly 2 hours. I think I'm exhausted, man. It was not covering the Champions League again. And you know what the crazy thing is, guys? We're gonna be literally back here in 2 weeks' time for the semi-final first leg.
Man, I just
like to be here for 3 hours.
It's a schedule from hell.
Yeah, it's a brutal schedule. But yeah, anyways, I'll see you guys tomorrow for the Europa League and Conference League section, guys. But guys, like and subscribe. And let me see how many likes we're on today's stream before I wrap it up. So let's see how many likes we're on. Actually, you know what? Actually, screw it. Let's go. Let's reach 2 hour mark. Let's reach the 2 hour mark. We have a few minutes to spare. Let's just officially hit 2 hours. So
okay.
Let's just.
What is there?
So yeah, let's just get to the 2 hour mark for formality next.
Yeah, probably. Combined 11 maybe.
Ooh. Actually, you know what? Yeah, you know what? Screw it. Let's do that. Combine 11 in the semifinalist. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll be down for that. Okay, let's do that real quick. Then we're gonna wrap it up for real.
Okay, for both teams, I guess.
Okay, so all 4 teams,
right? Probably.
First, I think Inter Barca. I think let's start off. In goal, I'll say Zaman.
Yeah, Zaman.
No.
AB. Actually, I think if we do that collab, we should do that for that one. So I think we should do Combined
Yeah, all
level
four
for all
together.
4 teams in my
All
Yeah,
opinion.
let's do
14.
all four.
Okay.
Okay,
In
okay.
goal, I'd say. Wait, who do PSG?
Donnarumma, I think, right? I think Donnarumma.
What about Szczesny, guys? Szczesny's been pretty good, guys.
Yeah, but I think Donnarumma, personally,
Donnarumma.
quality-wise.
I'd say Donnarumma.
All right, what about Raya, guys? Are we?
Nah, I don't rate Raya that high.
Raya.
I'm gonna be real. I don't rate Raya that high.
No, bro, he was on. But did you not see his free kick?
Yeah, bro, come on.
Bruno's free kick a few years ago, a few weeks ago. He was on.
I personally think Donnarumma. Honestly.
Donnarumma.
Okay, let's go with Donnarumma. All right, right back. I have to go with Hakimi.
Hakimi. My man.
Actually, I think
Bastoni.
is it audacious to say also take both Saliba, Gabriel?
Nah, I think you gotta put Bastoni. I really rate Bastoni. I think Bastoni's amazing. Bastoni's amazing.
Saliba, Bastoni.
Yeah, Saliba. Even though he made an error today, we'll still put him as combined 11.
Nah, come on, yeah, Bastoni. Yeah, that's center back.
Okay, left back. I put it to Marco.
Mendes is very good though. Mendes is very good.
Nuno Mendes?
Yeah, Mendes is okay. It's between these two. Can we agree?
I'd say Nuno Mendes because in the quarterfinals, Nuno Mendes played better.
Yeah, no, I can't lie. If it's left back, I think Mendes. DiMarco, I personally think Mendes has been better. Honestly, I would go Mendes as much as I love DiMarco.
Midfield,
CDM.
okay, I think
CDM.
Rice.
Hakan is also a shout though. But I would say Rice from this.
Basmati rice.
Basmati rice. I think CM.
Pedri.
Cam.
For me, Barella.
As much as he was pretty bad today, he was great in the first leg. Don't let that forget. Like Nicola Barella.
Maybe who do Arsenal? They have Odegaard, Partey, PSG. Who do PSG have in midfield?
Well, they have they have Fabian Ruiz and John Neves, but I think Barella is better, bro. Come on.
John Neves.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Barella.
Barella, I think. Yeah, Barella.
Was pretty poor today though, but as I said,
I'd say after right Saka.
Saka.
And
what about Rafinha?
Left wing.
Oh god.
Oh wait. Oh yeah.
Saka or Yamal. Oh god. Saka or Yamal.
Crap. Because striker
right now, the better player, in my opinion, the better player right now, it's Saka. The better player right now.
Remember, I should have asked this. Are we going by right now or by this season?
I think overall, like going into the expectations of the semifinals, like how I think the player.
I think Saka's expected a bit more, personally.
This is tough. I really like Yamal, man. Really love Yamal. This is tough. This is really difficult.
Hard.
But I feel like Saka, I mean, this is to put things into perspective. Yamal underperformed, which happens. He's 17, it's fine. He underperformed in the second leg, while Saka played better than all of Real Madrid's front three in both legs, and he wasn't even match fit.
Yeah. Okay. I'll give it to Saka for this one.
Barely. Left wing, I think Rafinha.
Rafinha.
And striker probably Lewandowski.
It has to be Lewandowski.
Yeah.
What?
Lautaro, but I think Lewandowski.
Nah. Yeah, Lewandowski.
Okay, so we got to represent for each of the semifinals, right?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. I think we have Boston. I think would have the most players. Would they? Wait. 1, 2, 3 Barcelona players. Inter have 1, 2 Inter players. PSG 1, 2, 3.
Arsenal 3. I can't lie. I'm gonna be real, y'all. Arsenal 3 is kind of putting me off, though. I mean,
but who would you displace? Because I think Rice, Saka,
yeah, that's true. The only one is maybe Saka and Yamal. I think that's the only one.
But I feel like right now it's Saka. Right now.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Manager? Who to say manager?
I mean, I'm gonna say Inzaghi, but
I'd say, in my opinion, Hansi Flick, because I think
it's Inzaghi personally.
Yeah, look at it because bro, guys, last season Barcelona were really bad. We were not comparable. Like Hansi Flick has come in without any transfers, basically.
Yeah, probably. I think Inzaghi's also close to it. I
think you only played in the Europa League. Yeah, it was 2 years ago, bro. 2 years ago you were playing Man United in the Europa League, and now you're playing Inter Milan in the semi-finals of the Champions.
Yeah, playing against Man United and losing to that. That's crazy.
And you know what's really funny? We also played against Inter that Champions League season too.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, man, craziness. But yeah, anyways, we decided to do this just to pass the time because we wanted to get 2-hour mark. So, but yeah, I mean, we're getting close to that. So let me read some of you guys' final comments. Nuno Mendes. Hello, guys. Hello, Tari. Thank you for joining. Yamal over Saka. I was listening to the debate. Come
It
on,
is a
respect.
debate. No, come on, respect
Come on.
soccer, please.
Yeah,
Respect soccer.
Hey, it's respect soccer, man. Rafinha with a ball day, flick with me. Inter Milan will beat Barcelona.
We'll see.
We'll see, man. We'll see. Yeah, man. As I said, man. And also, last question I have before we round up for real: will any team win the treble?
No.
Inter have AC Milan, Barcelona. They have Real Madrid, PSG. I think the most likely team is PSG simply because they're the most likely to win the cup.
But I don't think anyone's gonna win it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I also agree. I also agree as well. I don't think we get a treble. I don't think any team's gonna win a treble. So, yeah, we'll see. I think Inter Milan or Barca. All right, so I guess whichever one makes the final for Tari is gonna win the treble.
Well, we still gotta beat Milan first in the Coppa Italia semifinals, and then we gotta beat probably Bologna in the final. So we'll see.
Yeah. Anyways, we're gonna wrap it up for real, guys. Hope you guys enjoy today's stream. You guys like to subscribe. I did video reactions as well. If you guys want to get a small reaction, this was obviously more interactive. And yeah, thanks guys. I'll see you guys later, man. Peace out.